All right, welcome everybody to the G1NBC Holiday Countdown, Day 9. I'm your host, John Spalding from G1NBC, Cuyahoga County. Good morning, or good afternoon if you're in a different part of the globe, or good early morning if you're out on the West Coast and joining us. So thanks for being here. This is Day 9 of our Holiday Countdown, so let's get right into it. Last night's broadcast, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, was shut down. So I apologize for any of you that were watching. I am working on it. But it looks like that video has a copyright claim on it from Shout Factory, which does Mystery Science Theater. But if you look on the Internet Archive account for Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, you see that there's a different company, not Shout Factory, that owns the copyright for that. So I filed a claim. We'll see if they figure it out. I don't want to mess up anything. If someone has a copyright to that movie, I definitely wouldn't want to play that on, broadcast it on our network. And that goes against what we're doing here. We're doing public domain videos as a countdown. And so I'm scouring the internet for public domain Christmas videos. I actually have them all set up in a spreadsheet, and the Unitarian Universalist Advent Calendar, as I've been doing since December 1st. We'll be going through the countdown until Christmas Eve. So again, thanks for joining us. If you happen upon this or someone shares it with you and you like it, or you want someone else to watch it, then please share it with them. These are all, most of them I think, are family-friendly videos. There's a couple of movies in there that are a little bit off, but I think for the most part, your family will enjoy watching them. Santa Claus vs. the Martians is voted as one of the worst movies of all time. So I don't know why you wouldn't want that to be streamed to everyone for someone who has as few subscribers on YouTube as I do. But regardless, more on that later. Let's get into it for today. So today's UU Advent Calendar, UU is Unitarian Universalist. They have a great Advent Calendar on a lot of what I would consider American historical traditions on Christmas, but also just some great takes on some other world religions and things like that. So I'm using that, blending that with a public domain video, and we're doing a countdown every day from now until Christmas Eve. So thanks for being here. This Unitarian Universalist calendar was created by Ralph Roberts and the Unitarian Universalist Association. I'm going to talk real quick through this next piece because there's a video that I want you to reflect on, and it takes a little bit to load, so I think I can get in the intro. So today's Advent calendar, as you see, is It Came Upon the Midnight Clear. It Came Upon the Midnight Clear was... be helpful if I had the page up. Written by Unitarian minister Hamilton Sears while recovering from a nervous breakdown. The Melancholy Carols.
Yeah, the other song that struck me a few years back is It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. And so it's this song
you can see, that's Richard Beck
about the angels singing.
It came
and so that's this beautiful image of these angels singing above this idyllic scene of the shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night. And so there's this song proclaiming like the Prince of Peace, peace on earth. And that, sometimes that makes me think of that old Coke commercial, just peace on earth, if I can give the world a Coke or whatever. But then this song strikes me because when you look at the lyrics of It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, it says, "And yet with the woes of sin and strife, the world has suffered long. Beneath the angel strain have rolled 2,000 years of wrong." And that just strikes me that the angels have been proclaiming this song but for 2,000 years we've ignored it. And then it goes on, "And man at war with man hears not the love song which they bring. Oh, hush the noise, ye men of strife, and hear the angels sing." And so it's this, what struck me about the lyrics is the way this proclamation of the Prince of Peace and peace on earth, goodwill toward men has been sung by these angels, and these lyrics kind of grab this sense that we have not, this love song that they sing and are still singing, that for 2,000 years we've been at war and have not kind of bowed the knee or come into the kingdom of the Prince of Peace. And we've contributed our own violence to that. And sometimes it's the small, petty violence of the workplace or the home, and sometimes it's the large-scale violence of nation against nation. And so there is a sense that there's a deafness to that proclamation that the angels are singing over the shepherds, that for 2,000 years it says, we haven't been listening.
And as you guys can see right here, I'm scrolling down to see
Advent,
if I can get it just
Christmas is anything. It's listening to
that's from Richard Beck.
The proclamation of the angels, and
it's like my
realizing that is good news of great joy. That is for all the world, and then becoming a people that lives into that message. And that's going to be a subversive message in a world of violence and hatred and jealousy.
Right, I'm going to turn Mr. Beck down a minute. I think that played all the way through, and it just started back over again. So this song was written by Hamilton Sears. You want to check out the... I think I cut Mr. Beck off mid-sentence. How rude. I'm going to have to redo that. So, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear was written by Unitarian minister Hamilton Sears while recovering from a nervous breakdown. And it has a conspicuous omission of any reference to Jesus or his birth, and it's drawn criticism from Orthodox Christians. Ironically, among Sears' Unitarian contemporaries, his theological ideas about Jesus were considered rather old-fashioned. Just want to get the commentary again. I apologize if you guys have already seen this.
Yeah, the other song that struck me a few years back is It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. And so it's this song about the angels singing. And so that's this beautiful image of these angels singing above this idyllic scene of the shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night. And so there's this song proclaiming like the Prince of Peace, peace on earth. And that, sometimes that makes me think of that old Coke commercial, just peace on earth, if I can give the world a Coke or whatever. But then this song strikes me because when you look at the lyrics of It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, it says, and yet with the woes of sin and strife, the world has suffered long. Beneath the angel strain have rolled 2,000 years of wrong. And that just strikes me that the angels have been proclaiming this song but for 2,000 years we've ignored it. And then it goes on, and man at war with man hears not the love song which they bring. Oh, hush the noise, ye men of strife, and hear the angels sing. And so it's this, what struck me about the lyrics is the way this proclamation of the Prince of Peace and peace on earth, goodwill toward men has been sung by these angels, and these lyrics kind of grab this sense that we have not, this love song that they sing and are still singing, that for 2,000 years we've been at war and have not kind of bowed the knee or come into the kingdom of the Prince of Peace. And we've contributed our own violence to that. And sometimes it's the small, petty violence of the workplace or the home, and sometimes it's the large-scale violence of nation against nation. And so there is a sense that there's a deafness to that proclamation that the angels are singing over the shepherds, that for 2,000 years it says, we haven't been listening. If Advent and Christmas is anything, it's listening.
I'm just going to stop there because I think it keeps looping back. I might not have the video set up correctly as far as that setting's concerned. So I'm still learning, but I think I'm doing a good job. I hope you guys think so too. That was Richard Sparks talking about, hold on one second. That was Richard Sparks, I'm sorry, that was Richard Beck from Rob Sparks' YouTube page, Creative Commons, interviewing him about looking at language of Christmas carols as resistance literature. And you could tell from the quote that we included in there and kind of what he talked about, you can draw some parallels to where we are right now, with our world and with our thinking and kind of where we still need to strive to be. So just reflect on that as we're counting down here until December 25th, and go and check out those words and read them and reflect. That would be my ask of you. So let's get into today's film. Today's film is a classic, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This is the animated version. This isn't the fuzzy, weirdish claymation version, but it still tells the same tale. The director is Max Fleischer, written by Robert May and Joe Stultz. Paul Wing was one of the stars. Done by the Jam Handy organization. It's about 8 minutes, mixed at Western Electric Recording and in Technicolor in English, and released November 11th, 1948. And this info was found on the IMDb page. I'll have a link to that included here. And let's watch it. I'll see you at the end. Put your comments in the chat.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
'Twas the day before Christmas, and all through the hills the reindeer were playing, enjoying the spills of skating and coasting and climbing the willows and hopscotch and leapfrog, protected by pillows.
Look, fellas, it's Rudolph. His nose is a sight. It's red as a beet.
Twice as big and twice as bright. Looky, looky, I'm Rudolph.
Poor Rudolph. Where most reindeers' noses are brownish and tiny, Rudolph's was red, very large and quite shiny.
Rudolph! Go on home, Red Nose. Your mama's calling you.
Come, come, Rudolph. Tonight you hang up your stocking.
red as a beet.
Twice as big and twice as bright.
While way, way up north on this dark, foggy night, awaiting the time for his Christmas Eve flight, good old Santa.
This fog will be hard to get through. Quick, get hitched in a hurry. Fleischer, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzer. Hi-ho! To keep our direction, we'll have to fly low. Come down here, quick! Hi-ho! Phew, pretty close.
Still foggy, the night dark and drear when Santa arrived at the home of the deer. But all this took time and filled Santa with gloom, while slowly he groped toward the next reindeer's room. The lamp wasn't burning. The glow came instead from Rudolph's red nose at the head of the bed. And then came the greatest idea in all history. So Rudolph is told of the dark and delay, the fog and the blackness and losing the way.
I need you tonight to lead all my deer on the rest of our flight.
Dear Mommy and Daddy, I have gone to help Santa. Don't worry. Rudolph, that's me.
Hurry, Rudolph. It's very dark here.
With Rudolph's red nose as a wonderful light, old Santa flew quickly the rest of the night. So fast that before it was day, the very last present was given away.
Hear ye, a message from Rudolph.
Yes, they'd found Rudolph's message. It's all over town.
Hear ye, Rudolph at the stadium. Come on, come on.
The bad deer who used to do nothing but tease him, well, now they'd do anything only to please him.
Rudolph, my boy, they'll envy you now, far and near. For no greater honor can come to a deer than riding with Santa and guiding my sleigh the #1 job on the #1 day. I hope you'll continue to keep us from grief. I hereby appoint you Commander-in-Chief.
And Rudolph just blushed from his head to his toes until his whole fur was as red as his nose.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Then all the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
All right, guys, that was Rudolph, the 1948 version. So we have another holiday-themed animated short coming to you tomorrow at a to-be-determined time is when I will come live tomorrow. Haven't figured it out yet, but I know it will be after 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again for our promotional sponsor, S&G Endeavors, helping organizations take action. Contact us/them, since I double dip with the media side of S&G Endeavors, and my business partner, Jeremy Grandstaff, will help you create a collaborative strategic planning approach for your group or organization, and we work to help you create the change that you guys want to see, do it in a collaborative fashion, and help your organization really level up and take things into the 21st century. So check us out, and I will see all of you tomorrow at some point. This is John Spalding with G1NBC Cuyahoga County and the G1NBC Holiday Countdown, and have a great rest of your day.